How did America turn its own a national currency into the world global currency? The story is full of gold, oil, war, and strategy. Let's find out. In the 80s, the global economy ran on gold. Countries followed the gold standard. Currencies were backed by real gold. Britain, with its vast empire, controlled the seas, trade routes, including in India, and had a largest gold reserve. Naturally, the British pound sterling became the world's trusted currency. Trade, gold reserves, and empire gave Britain financial dominance. Countries needed pound for international trade. The 1920s, America's economy was booming, led by industry, innovation, and exports. Seeing US strength, smaller countries began keeping US dollar in their reserve. Alongside British pound, the US was rising and the nation wanted a stable reserve currency linked to strong economies. During World War I, Britain and Europe printed money for war and shipped gold to the US to buy weapons and supplies. By the early 1920s, the US had the largest gold reserve. The dollar remained pegged to gold at $20 per ounce. The US was now the world's biggest economy. War drained Europe's wealth, but America, neutral and industrial, became richer and stronger. In 1931, the Great Depression forced Britain off the gold standard. The pound lost its dominant role. Meanwhile, the US remained relatively stable. More countries now choose US dollar as their reserve. Trust shifted. America was the safer, stronger economy, while Britain was in decline. By the end of World War II, the US dominated 75% of world gold, one-third of global GDP. European economies were shattered. At the Bretton Woods Conference in 1944, world currency were pegged to the US dollar. Dollar pegged to the gold at $35 per ounce. The IMF and the World Bank were created. The US wanted a stable global system, but one anchor to its own dollar. This gave America leadership over world finance. By the late 1960s, the US was spending heavily on the Vietnam War. There were more dollars globally than America's gold could cover. To prevent a crisis, President Nixon ended gold convertibility on August 15, 1971 to protect US gold and give America more flexibility to manage its currency. Surprisingly, the world didn't abandon the dollar. It remained central because no better alternative existed. In 1973, after the oil crisis, the US made a historic deal with Saudi Arabia. Oil would be priced only in US dollar. By tying oil to the dollar, the US ensured a global demand for its currency, replacing the old gold link with an oil link. The historic events and decisions made by America led a dollar to become a global dominance currency today. Let's check the current facts. Over 50% of world trade is in dollars. 60% of global reserves are in dollars. The US bonds are seen as the world's safest investment. Everyone needs dollar for oil, trade, and safety, creating constant demand. To strengthen its position, America built powerful systems. The Federal Reserve provides dollars worldwide. SWIFT and CHIPS networks handle most international payments, often in dollar. This makes a dollar indispensable because the dollar dominates global finance. The US can sanction countries like Iran or Russia, blocks banks from using dollars, control global interest rates. America can use the dollar as a weapon without firing a bullet.